Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about changes in friendships after getting married. So, once you get married, it's a huge adjustment. The two of you become one. You are family. And whether you are married with no children or you had children before marriage and you're getting married, the two of you and your families are crossing over and becoming one. And so there is an adjustment period within that. I like to call the first part of that the honeymoon phase, when you're still excited, your family has supported you, you guys have jumped the broom, and you're still in an excitement and awe and disbelief that you're finally married and it's said and done. So that phase can last anywhere between a couple of weeks to a couple of months. But then reality starts to kick in. When you guys get into those arguments, you start to realize that it's not just, well, I'll just leave, I don't have to deal with this. Because the ultimate goal behind a marriage is to stay married and not get divorced. And so your friends come into play because you need people that understand where you are and have not even been in the situation themselves so that they can help you. Now, it's really important to have people in your circle that are supportive of your marriage. It's important to be careful what you tell your friends and your family, because you forgive your spouse, but your family and friends may not. And your friends that are single may not have that idea of marriage to understand that you're going to go through rough patches. And the rough patches that you endure when you're married are not necessarily as acceptable when you are courting someone, when you are dating someone, when you're dating multiple people, when you're not in a serious relationship. And so it's very important to make sure that you have friends that are going to encourage you. Now, this is not to say that if your husband is beating you or cheating on you or being emotionally abusive, that your friends can't speak out on that, or that you should not get help for those things, because those are not growing pains of a marriage. Growing pains is more so like job issues, job transitions, loss of income, different personality things like depression or something. Those are growing pains. But cheating, beating, those are not growing pains. Those are, those situations where you may need to end the marriage. You have to be mindful of the type of friends that you have. Some friends can cause issues in your marriage. It's not to say that you gotta not be friends with people because you got married, but if you know your friend is a little promiscuous and flirty, and when y'all go out, she puts you in single situations, you may have to distance yourself from that friend out of respect for your marriage. And that's the change. When you're single and you're not married, you can do certain things that you wouldn't be able to do when you are married. And that's the difference. When you get married, there's so much more that goes into it. Your decisions are not just about you, it's about you and that other person. And so you can't be out there disrespecting your significant other just because your best friend is single and wants to have fun. So there's going to be certain things that you won't be able to do. Now, yes, you can do your girls trip, or your husband can do his guys trip or whatever. But at the same time, you have to understand that there are certain things you're going to be left out of. Not to say you can't live your life, you can't have fun. There's still not things you can do. But you have to understand that there are certain things that you shouldn't even want to do because you know that it's not necessarily the best environment for a married woman. I think it's good to find new friends. I think it's good to find friends that are married. It's good to have friends that are in serious long-term relationships. My husband and I, we still hang out with a lot of my single friends, but we also have picked up new relationships with other married couples. Since getting married, we've actually started hanging out with married couples more often. Now, one of my friends is married from high school, and we actually hang out a lot because we're one of the only in our set of friends that is married. And so I still do things with my single girlfriends, but less often are we going as a couple to do things with our single friends. It's usually a mixed group of girls and guys, and then me and my husband will go, or it's couples. And it's a little more comfortable because if you're doing things with couples, then there isn't really any risk of lines being blurred. Now, that's not to say that you can't still do things with your single friends. I mean, you can definitely go to brunch, go to the movies, even go out to the club with your girls if that's what you want to do. But if you know that you was like the wingman and y'all were kind of wilding out, you're going to have to dial that back a little bit. And that's the reality of it. And so what might happen is, you'll distance yourself. Some of your friends may distance themselves. Y'all will still be friends, but y'all are just not going to be in the club together every weekend. And you just have to adjust to that. And your friends will too. You don't lose each other, but it shows like who your friends are. And there's another thing, like sometimes your friends may not like your significant other. And if you chose your significant other because he was right for you, you may lose certain friendships, or certain friendships may not be the same. A lot of friends may become acquaintances, and that's okay too, because we're growing, and as an adult there's changes, and you're not going to be the same woman that you were in college, in high school. You're in your late 20s, you're not the same woman that you were in your early 20s or in your teens. And so there comes a time where things change, and that's absolutely fine. You just have to know when you're married, things are going to change. And that does include your friendships as well. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know if you'd like me to talk about something else. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.